Hello everyone, and welcome to a game of Arabia, but this is a special one because it is a Regicide game. This is in the Hidden Cup version of Arabia, and apparently you have a chance to start with a king and a barracks. You don't get the extra resources that you normally would in Regicide, and you don't get a castle, but you do have a king and a barracks. And here we're going to have BacT playing in the orange as the Goths in the north of the map. And then in the south of the map, we have Slam in the blue playing as the Mongols. Now, I'm not sure why they decided to go with Regicide, but I guess T90 likes his Regicide games, so we have this king running about on Arabia. And I think that this map also has a few different changes from normal Arabia, like the hills have a lower elevation. And there's probably a few other small things. Probably do like I didn't notice at the start, but if there's a sheep underneath the town center right at the start. And we see Slam immediately pushing in deer. And yes. Oops, hit the overlay. But man, that's one of my favorite things in Age of Empires 2. Just Slam and pushing in deer. Those Slam deer. Get that in. There we go. Right underneath that town center. That one's a pretty good push. He's going to get in right behind it, push it right towards the town center. It's going to run around the back, but right next to the town center. Oh, man. And he's even going to take the boar really early. Guess maybe he's afraid of it getting stolen. But I guess he is the Mongols, so this Mongol hunt will be really good for him. So I guess that's a really nice aspect of this map. You can take the king and use it to scout, and while you're scouting with the king, you can use the scout to push in the deer. So in the Dark Age, the king is faster than the scout and also has a bigger line of sight than the scout. I guess maybe not with the Mongols, but the king actually makes a better scout than the scout. So might as well just use the scout to push in the deer, especially if you're the Mongols and you can just take all that super fast hunt. Now you might worry that the king would die to the enemy scout if it's running about in the Dark Age, but in the Dark Age, kings are faster than scouts, and that lasts up until the Feudal Age, because when the scout becomes a Feudal Age scout, it becomes faster, and it also gets +2 attack. And look at this Slam. He's going to use the king to help lure in the boar. Oh, nice. I don't know if that was intentional or he just left the king there, but make the boar run that little bit of extra distance around the king, just so the villager can keep a bit more HP. And there we go. She gets nice and safely into the town center. And there's one more deer. Oh, one more deer. You can do it, Slam. You can do it. Oh, that deer ran really far that time. And there we go. Nice deer push from Slam. Anyway, on the other side of the map, we have BacT as the Goths. And he does have a really nice gold safe in the back of his base. Kind of unfortunate that his barracks is blocking that. But other than that, it is really safe. And as the Goths, I guess the starting barracks will be nice because you don't need to make the barracks to go into militia or men-at-arms. You can just go immediately. Ooh, look at that king. Don't run your king into the town center, Slam. Okay, he's not. BacT's pushing in some BacT is pushing in some deer as well. But yeah, as the Goths, normally you do want to go for probably those men-at-arms or a drush, and having the barracks there just makes it a lot easier for you to do that. You don't need to spend all that wood putting it up. Actually, I really don't... it might even be a mistake to go for 4 on wood here from BacT. We see Slam at the start, he only put 2 on wood, and that's nice because he didn't need the barracks. So he's going up this quickly, don't see him taking any gold, so he's probably going to make some militia, or some... I'm sorry, he's probably going to make a stable. Stable and militia are not the same thing. He is not making them because he does not have gold, and he will put up a stable and go for scouts. BacT, meanwhile, is doing loom. Ooh, did Slam do loom? He didn't. He's just going... He is trusting that he is going up so fast that he can do loom in the Feudal Age before BacT gets his Feudal Age scout. Now, if we see in this little corner over here, we see BacT just leaving his king over here in the corner. Right next to the extra gold, too, so that's something Slam might even want to scout at some point. Anyway, we see BacT going to add the second lumber camp on his backwood. This will be nice because everything's all nice and safe in one location, right next to that barracks, so you can just make 1 spearman, 2 spearmen, put them by this wood line. Everything will be safe from Slam scouts. Meanwhile, we see a scout coming in. Could he get some hits on the king? No. Yeah, it wouldn't be able to kill it anyway. But now Slam is up to the feudal age. Hasn't positioned villagers to build the stable yet. Probably not used to being up quite this fast. Did go up on 19 population, and that is with the king, so that's 18 pop. We'll just build it with those berry villagers. No spearmen yet. So we'll have to see, does he actually want to make a spearman, or will he just focus on scouts and farms? Meanwhile, BacT is moving out to gold, so we probably will see some men-at-arms play, or maybe even just some straight archers from him. I imagine that archers probably are a bit stronger on this map because you can get them out sooner without needing to wait for that barracks to finish. Just a bit more wood that you don't need to build the barracks, you can spend it on the blacksmith. Oh, but now since Slam is up to the feudal age first, his scout does get that speed boost. He'll be able to chase down BacT's scout, and BacT knows he's going to lose, so he's just going to turn around and fight. Don't lose the scout for free, at least take some HP off of Slam's scout, but great job from Slam for catching that scout out in the open. We see him doing some horse collar now, hasn't even added in any farms yet. So we see, I guess, opposite king strategies from both players. You don't want to garrison the king in the town center, because every time you change the gather point and ungarrison a villager, the king is going to run out to that gather point. So Slam is just going to keep him next to the town center. Meanwhile, BacT is going to take his king and put it all the way in the corner of the map. Not keeping it safe anywhere, just putting it in the corner, going to forget about it and play the game as if he didn't have a king. And that's really dangerous, because if Slam scouts that, he can just kill the king. If these two scouts were to run over here now that they are faster, they could just kill the king. I imagine that, like, if someone sees BacT doing this in a practice game, they might assume he does it in an actual game and be ready for it, like have some scouts waiting. But here we go with BacT. Nice 2 spearmen out here, and now he is completely safe, and these scouts can't do anything, and he's free to make archers. So we see him not actually... Oh, 3 spearmen even. Slam. Ooh, getting 2 pokes from the spearmen. That hurts from Slam. But yeah, but we see BacT going straight for the archers, not even going for any men-at-arms, just straight into archers. The big question is, how quickly can he get a blacksmith up? Oh, nice box formation there from Slam. Always love seeing good box formation on scouts. So you really want to get that fletching upgrade as soon as you can when you're going for archers. Makes a huge difference because these villagers have 2 pierce armor. Makes a huge difference in the amount of damage that archers do to villagers. Because I think, as soon as they ungarrison, I'm going to check their attack. I forget if they have 3 or 4 base attack. I think it's 4 plus 1, so that's an extra. Instead of doing 2 damage, they do 3 damage. And now Slam is going to try to pick a fight with that spearman, doing a good job running the scout away, so the spearman will chase after it. And now BacT can put up a few quick walls, protect his wood, and had his spearman a bit out of position because he wanted to protect the berries. Oh, actually they have 4 base attack, so let's... Yeah, so 4... They normally do 2 damage, and with fletching they do 3 damage. See, BacT actually slightly behind in villagers at this point. That Mongol food bonus just letting Slam produce so much. Actually, has Slam done loom yet? Yeah, he has done loom. So he will not be forgetting loom throughout the entire game. And we see BacT with a good 6 villagers on gold. Pretty much the bare minimum you need if you're going to produce from 2 ranges. 7 gives you a bit more breathing room, but you know, sometimes you do have a bit of idle time and want to make a skirmisher occasionally. And we see right now BacT has to be very defensive and stay inside of his base. Meanwhile, Slam has all of the map control. Oh, where did that king go? Okay, gotta scout out where is BacT's king right now. It's not in the corner. Oh, it's down here. It's running to the bottom corner of the map. What is that king doing? Just trying to hide it even more. I guess he's afraid of those scouts. Okay, it's the journey of BacT's king. And yeah, Slam can't really engage because of those 2 spearmen, and meanwhile BacT can just mass up more and more archers. And once you get a good mass of archers, you don't even need the spearmen anymore. You can just kill the scouts with the archers. Although Slam does have bloodlines, if he does the armor, that becomes a lot more difficult. But still no fletching from BacT. I guess the nice thing is he doesn't really need fletching this soon because he's not moving out or being aggressive with the archers. He's just keeping them defensively where he's not fighting. And even Slam, he's not making, just now switching into archers, and he'll be the first one to do fletching. That Slam fletching. And he's still on his first woodline, completely safe. King still chilling out under the town center, and whereas the king is going back to the other corner for BacT. Oh, and these scouts are right here. No, could those scouts see the king? No. Oh, they're coming. Which is that king going to go around that? No, it's coming around this side of the wood line. Oh man, that king is so close to getting picked off by those scouts. Man, BacT is playing a very risky game right here. And now here come a few skirmishers forward. And now is when BacT really needs fletching. He can't really fight archers without fletching against skirmishers. You really need that extra 5 range. And now, could he lose a villager here? Yeah, BacT probably will. Villager has to run back. Here come the spearmen and Slam. We'll have to go away. BacT putting up a tower. Now's the point where you want to garrison that king inside the tower. Now that you have the tower up, put the king somewhere safe. See, probably not the best engagement from Slam right there. With the scouts and skirmishers. If you look at the food they've gathered, Slam, since he did open with scouts, he prioritized making farms. So he has gathered in total a lot more food than BacT has, but he also has been spending it on those scouts. Meanwhile, BacT is just the opposite. He has a lot more gold, but still around only 200 gold because he's been spending it on archers. And now that BacT is safe, he knows he's safe over here. He's walled. He has that tower defending. He can use these spearmen to defend everything else. He's going to try to move forward with the archers. It's a bit risky going forward without having the spearmen there to defend them from the scouts. But he can keep track of Slam's army because it's right here in his base. And even palisade scan, he knows right where it is. Now, can he catch Slam off guard? Can he maybe get under that town center and snipe that king? His BacT's king still there, just chilling in the corner. Just minding his own business. As these archers are now coming down. And when does Slam see this? Doesn't see it yet. Has a few skirmishers there, but that's not enough skirmishers to kill the archers. They now have fletching. Slam's just now doing wheelbarrow, and they're going to come in right on top of that gold mine. Slam is getting close to clicking up to the castle age, and he doesn't really have the army at home to defend this, and here come the archers. Oh, skirmisher is actually ungarrisoning and walking away. And there's one villager. Oop, nope, dodging a bit. One villager, 2 villagers, 3 villagers. It's all of Slam's gold income, and Slam throwing down a Slam gate, throwing down a few houses. Oh, that Slam gate only has 2 HP. The villager only built 2 HP on that gate, and there it goes. Not even a Slam gate can stop that many archers, and they're just getting right in onto that wood line. Slam bringing his scouts back desperately. He needs them to kill the archers, but BacT's just going to focus those villagers. There's a 4th and 5th villager going down, and even more villagers dying, even with Loom. Not enough to protect them. Can he get another kill? Oof, now look at that difference. 6 villager lead for BacT as they're both up to the castle age at exactly the same second. His archers will be cleaned up, but they did a ton of damage to Slam. He's now putting up a market. Will need it since he's kind of lost control of that gold for a bit. I'm not sure what Slam's plan is. He does have that sable axe, so he will be adding in a second archery range as the Mongols could go for crossbow, could do elite skirm, could go for cavalry archer. That's the word I want to say. And now that king's just standing there. Imagine if those archers, instead of going for that wood line, had just walked over and killed that king. I mean, normally you're not looking to snipe kings with your archers, but that's in a pretty dangerous position. Maybe the middle of nowhere in the corner of the map actually is a safer position than right under your town center. But anyway, Slam going to start moving out back across the map with his scouts. Pick off a little wolf in the middle. Poor little Ornlu there. Scout will probably just die to the skirmishers. Actually, we'll get a couple of pokes on the scout. Not sure if Slam really need to engage there with the scout, but what part of backspace is Slam going to attack? This is walled. That's directly under a town center. He's going for the gold. BacT sees that, and he's putting up a second tower. And BacT now has 100 stone, because he is mining his stone over on that side of his base. And Archer is shooting at the scouts. BacT is now up to the next stage. That tower will go up. And now Slam's army, not really able to do the same amount of damage that BacT's army was. BacT going straight for crossbowmen. And he does have a few archers garrisoned inside of there, but his main army is down here. Oh, he's going for the corner. He's hoping that Slam's hit his king down there. But no, Slam has not. Anyway, he's just going to stand underneath that tower, try to pick off the spears with the skirmishers, kill the tower with the scouts, as BacT needs to build a second tower to defend it. Could this be a doubt tower? It's at 80-something%. It's going to go up. Not going to be a problem. Elite skirmishers from Slam, so those can actually stand underneath the tower. Will stop BacT from taking a bit of gold, and Slam starting to even this up. Now it's only a 3 villager difference, but now it's Slam's turn to lose his army, although BacT will lose a few crossbows to those skirmishers. Not quite necessary there, but will be taken out. But now Slam will have to retreat, can't sit underneath those towers forever, but at the same time BacT is coming down here on Slam's wood line, picking off the villagers and forcing Slam completely off of wood right now. Yeah, Slam does not have another lumber camp anywhere, so he has to garrison that tower. BacT's not going to try and run underneath that tower. He's going to run away. See, might have been better just to leave one crossbow behind that wood line, stop the villagers from taking wood. But now we see Slam going for crossbows of his own, doing the armor upgrade even, as he does the crossbow tech. Does Slam have a way of getting at that stone? It's outside that tower. If he could get there before, looks like BacT probably will do a TC. Yeah, if he could get there before the TC goes up, he could do some damage, but that's quite a lot of villagers building the town center. I guess maybe resource efficiency, the ideal number of villagers building a town center is closer to more like 4, but sometimes you just got to get that town center up so that you're safe. And the scouts are going to come in. One scout, not going to do any damage. That town center will go up before the rest of the army gets there. And Slam will... is there a little gap between the tower and the TC where he can do some damage? Not quite. He's going to lose a bit of army, but he's just going to run through there, get over here, force BacT's villagers away, and oh, the one weak spot is right back here. He could stand behind that wood line. BacT might maybe try to quick wall with the running away villagers. And now a market going up for BacT. Now here archers kind of can stand at the back there, but those towers have 10 range. Really going to do a good job of defending that gold. Meanwhile, BacT is coming over here on the left side with some crossbows of his own as he just keeps running away. As Slam picks off a couple of villagers, has to run back around the woodline. BacT's entire woodline is idle, but now BacT is coming in with his crossbows, kills 1 villager, 2 villagers, 3 villagers, and we'll get that skirm. Slam is going to come over with some skirms to defend, but what are those wolves going to do? 3 wolves, they must have killed something earlier, and will they attack the skirms? No, it doesn't look like they will. They're still in their cooldown phase before they can start attacking another unit. And 4 elite skirms versus a big army of crossbows down there, as Slam's continuing to run his army around here, BacT going back to his woodline. And those skirms still not being attacked by the wolves, and they will force the crossbowmen away. Meanwhile, let's check out Slam's economy. Still only on 1 town center, it looks like, but he does have a castle up, and he is going to be making some Mangudai. Don't often see them in the castle age, but he has managed to do a bit of damage, causing idle time. Hasn't really gotten the villager kills, but has caused quite a bit of idle time, as we see even right now. BacT has these villagers in the tower and in the town center. Having to move on to that second town center. Oh, but BacT does have 3 town centers, so it will be 3 town centers for BacT versus the just 1 town center so far for Slam. And Slam has put that king inside of his town center now, trying to keep it safe. BacT's king stopped running back and forth along the edge of the map, and has just parked himself inside that corner, as Slam continuing to run his army back and forth between the tower and the town center. No ballistics yet for BacT, just focusing on that castle, and probably will be focusing on some Huskarls next. Both players still pretty close in population. Slight score lead for BacT, but now we're getting to the point where the Goths, they've survived the early game against the Mongols. Now they can start making their Huskarls. Mangudai, though, they are still Mangudai. If it does go to the Imperial Age, Mongols actually get really good champions. You don't see this too much, but the Mongols actually get, I believe they get fully upgraded champions. Let me actually check that real quick. Mongols, see, champion was their blacksmith. Yes, fully upgraded champions for the Mongols. So they can actually be a decent option when you're playing against the Goths. So let's see, he's going to park the Mangudai right behind the wood line, force a bit of idle time, town center. Can't quite shoot that far, of course not benefiting from the Fletching and Bodkin era upgrades. But overall, back space is pretty safe. And he now has a couple of Huskarl out here. You don't know if those two themselves are enough to push this back. But Slam will continue to do a bit of harassment. And now BacT is sending his crossbows forward, but they could end up running right underneath this castle. As Slam's army still back here, still harassing that wood line, got into the one space in backspace that isn't defended. But BacT at least can go to the side, take that other wood. And now BacT, are you going to run into the castle? You haven't seen the castle yet. Maybe you can palisade scan and check that it's there. So we keep hearing those attack sounds as BacT is running his army around the forest, and we'll try to get maybe back on this gold mine. But Slam now has 2 town centers on his other 2 golds. This gold's under a tower. Not much those crossbowmen will be able to hit, unfortunately, for BacT. So Slam, his base now in a pretty defensible position, as is BacT's. And we'll probably just see not much harassment going on for a bit as both players decide just to boom. Boom, and hopefully take care of their kings. Because you're probably not used to taking care of a king on Arabia and you don't want to forget about it. And Slam will garrison, tiny bit of idle time, but picks off a crossbow, forces BacT away. I guess BacT could park himself back here. As Slam, a couple Mangudai now, doing some raiding. Squires coming in for the Huskarl to make them faster. And BacT will try to get behind that wood and shoot at the villagers. Slam forgetting about his Mangudai, letting one die to the Huskarl. Ooh, that pathfinding taking a couple of extra hits. Something's up. There's some Huskarls killing skirmishers down there. And BacT, ooh, he's actually not going to shoot those villagers, going to go around the wood and come here on Slam's wood. But Slam should see this because he has an outpost there. And because he is being attacked. See, how long does it take him to notice that his Mangudai are not home? And he notices it pretty immediately, gets up a bit of a house wall, and doesn't lose too much there. Is forced away from the wood, but at least at this point he kind of does have control to go out to this part of the map. We'll see Slam getting that stone count up. He will want to make more Mangudai, more than just this small army that's running around the map. Both players only a 2 villager difference, and exactly the same count of military units. This is still a really close game. And ooh, skirmishes going down for Slam as BacT's Huskarls manage to finish them off, regain control of this woodline. And ooh, he's found the crossbows. Slam has found BacT's crossbows, and who wins this fight of Mangudai versus crossbows? Mangudai definitely are the stronger unit, but they're a lot more expensive than crossbows. Crossbows should still die to that, though. And yeah, good job by Slam pulling back the injured Mangudai, except for that one. And potentially that one. But yeah, great job. Only lost, looks like 2 Mangudai corpses there, and cleaned up all of the crossbows from that. Now he can just hop inside of that castle, heal up the injured one, the injured Mangudai, and put the second castle forward just a bit, still on top of that hill. Puts him in a great position to pressure both of those gold mines. I guess those are both of BacT's secondary golds, yeah. It's a really bad position for them. He's going to put a town center up there, and the town center is on the hill, which is nice, but kind of hard to defend against Mangudai from a castle that close. If Slam gets up to Imp first, he will be able to trub that down. Now with a good group of Mangudai, don't do too much damage to the Huskarls, but at this point they're only Castle Age Huskarls without upgrades. That's 6 Pierce Armor versus the 8 attack of the upgraded Mangudai. and actually more attack from the castle. So they will do a good job of killing these Huskarls until BacT gets his upgrades. There we see the first armor upgrade coming in right now. Really needs that second upgrade and really needs that elite Huskarl and those final imp upgrades for them. And now we see forging coming in. Cancel forging to do chainmail armor. Yeah, that's the better choice. Must have been a bit of a misclick there. Thumb ring coming in for slam, trying to do more upgrades on the Mangudai, as he's just trying to come in and do whatever damage he can to the Huskarls. As BacT is now getting up his own castle. Going to lose a couple of those Mangudai to the Huskarls, but not too much damage done to Slam's army. And once he gets up to a critical mass, he'll be able to actually be pretty effective against the Huskarls. You can get a pretty good mass of units to kill Huskarls before the Goths get into their complete spam mode, because this is still, only not even 40 minutes into the game. Goths player doesn't have the economy yet, only 91 villagers. That's not the Huskarl spam economy yet. And we see Heavy Plow, Forging coming in for BacT, Ballistics coming in for Slam. Both players pretty much even in villagers, but a few idols for BacT, actually. Let's check up on... Oh, my idle villager hockey is the same as that. Yeah, just a few idols hanging out various points around his base. Ooh, but this could be... Can BacT get some good hits on the Mangudai there? Yes. Not good for Slam running right through the middle of those Huskarls. But military count Slam is continuing to build up a good mass of Mangudai. And let's just check on those kings once again. Let's see, what is the user patch hotkey for this? Oh, there is Control Shift Arrow. Okay, so BacT's king is in the corner still. Slam's king in his TC still. And Slam will be running around with Mangudai as he is up to the Imperial Age. Will be the first player up. And looks like we'll have quite a big lead on going up over BacT, who doesn't really have the resources to click up yet. He's trying desperately to wall this side of his base, but isn't going to get them up in time before the Mangudai get there. And we'll pick off a couple Huskarls before running in. See, BacT is sending some villagers out, still hoping that the Mangudai do not just run off into that corner. But over here on the left-hand side, Slam is completely walled. Will he get that wall up? I mean, it looks to me like Slam is in a pretty good position. Hope I didn't turn the score off at some point. But, let's see. Oh, will he get the wall up? Slam, you need one more tile of wall. One more tile. Will the Huskarls get in? They're so close to getting in, and they are in. Oh, Slam didn't even put the tile there. They just, You will kill the villager and prevent more walling, but maybe it was a mistake to alert Slam to your presence there. Meanwhile, Mangudai in the back, picking off lots of Huskarl. And, I do kind of like Slam's position here a bit more. Will be tough for him to fight Huskarl, but he's doing a great job of it with the Mangudai as long as he doesn't run into them blindly. And now another villager going to try and finish that wall, but BacT is sending villagers forward through that hole. And now Huskarl are going to take that hill, use it to fight the Mangudai with some of them while running the rest of them into the base. And what are these Huskarl going to be able to do? So this is the scary part. If Slam ungarrisons those villagers, the king will come out of the town center too. And right now the Huskarls are underneath the town center attacking it. And that is where the king is. And now these villagers... Well, the Huskarl stopped the villager there from walling. That's a low HP villager. Looks like BacT just did a bit of a pause. He will get the wall up, but his Slam... I hope Slam noticed those villagers there, because BacT's just going to be building barracks throughout Slam's base. For now, let's see. King still in the town center as the Mangudai come back to deal with the Huskarls, and that one hole just completely changed the game. And now Mangudai running around the back. Good thing BacT's king isn't in this corner, but still tucked over in this corner. And not down here either. Otherwise the Mangudai would have picked it off. But the action going on still. These Huskarls dying, but causing lots of idle time. We see Slam has 27 idle villagers. As Goths player just going to do some anarchy. Make those Huskarls on the barracks. And where are Slam's Mangudai? Still underneath that town center. Now villagers ungarrisoned, just the king inside of that town center. Chemistry coming in for Slam. That'll be some more attack for the Mangudai. Iron Casting coming in for BacT for the extra attack on his Huskarls. And now 3 castles. Ooh, actually 3 forward castles for Slam. Denying this gold from BacT. It's the extra gold here. We're kind of just outside of Slam's walls, unfortunately. We're doing so much nicer to get a wall there and then across there in those gaps. The other extra gold out by BacT's king. So Slam actually in a pretty good position to deny BacT from taking gold. This one under his castle won't last forever. Looks like he just started taking that. But meanwhile, we have Huskarl streaming in from the left side of Slam's base. This town center down to half health. Slam has not bothered to repair the one spot where his king is being kept safe. Hasn't moved his king to either a tower or to a castle yet. And here come more Huskarls. Just coming in, going straight for that town center. Meanwhile, Slam has these Mangudai doing a bunch of raiding, doing damage at the top of BacT's base. Looks like he might have taken a big fight there and lost things, but he's taking out the town center on the front of BacT's base. He's starting to get a score lead, but this town center is going down. Slam is not repairing it, and that's where the king is. This looks like Slam has forgotten about Regicide, Arabia. There goes the king, and there go the Huskarls. Can they get the king? Oh, they're getting a couple shots on it. Has Slam... Oh, he has not noticed this yet. He's not running the king away. Run the king, Slam. Run the king away. And no, there we go, and BacT has won the game by killing the king. Oh man, that was just in time too. That one little hole. At the sneaky forward, his Slam even scattered that. Oh, I can't switch that now that the game has ended. Oh man, I felt like Slam would have been in a good position in that game, just with the Mangudai killing all those Huskarls so far. If you look at that KD, he is such a better KD. But he was denying BacT from taking gold. BacT's main gold was now still a bit left, but that would have run out soon. Basically would have left BacT probably with only 1 gold. But can't forget about that king. So let's go look at the achievements. Most things, KD in favor of Slam, but most things, pretty even. Slam did have a lot more gold collected. But, food, wood, stone, still kind of similar. Big difference being that gold. Look at 808 feudal time from the Mongols. That hunt must be really powerful on this map, since you can always push your deer, since you can just scout with your king. But anyway, that identical castle time right there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later.